You might be falling into the fawn response without even realizing it, and it could be silently damaging your relationships, your confidence, and your mental health. Today, I'm going to show you the signs, the hidden damage it could be causing, and how to break free. My name is Tyler, and I run a Catholic mental health practice called Archangel Catholic, and I want you to have the skills and understanding to be at the top of your mental health game so that you've got the freedom to properly pursue holiness the way you were meant to. The fawn response is one of the 4 F's when we encounter stress or fear, that being fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And when you fawn, that's where you become a people pleaser and you apologize for everything when it's not your fault, and you try to appease everybody else's needs and preempt them, and you take all of your own emotional needs and you put it in the background, and you let yourself be walked over, and you allow yourself to fawn over other people to avoid conflict. It's about smoothing things over so you can avoid the argument or the conflict or the fear that you have that there's going to be some kind of damage caused if you engage in it directly. So it's a response to fear, it's a response to stress. The problem is it can build, and done habitually, it causes some pretty serious damage, not only to your relationships, but to yourself. And we want to go into what those are today. So the fawn response is the 4th F of what you can do to fear, and people do it without realizing it all the time. So what are some examples of the fawn response? Over apologizing. You know those people that say sorry for everything? Hey, you had to wait, so instead of saying thank you for waiting, they say I'm sorry for waiting. Or you are agreeing to things you don't believe in. You're always super stressed about other people's moods. You're trying to appease everyone else's problems, everyone else's needs before yours. You don't even bring yours up. Just don't worry about it. I'm fine. You say yes when you should be saying no. You agree to things that you wouldn't have done otherwise. And that could be something that's against your values. It also could just be agreeing to things that you just don't want to do. You don't want to go out to dinner that night, or you don't want to go do XYZ thing. But you say yes to everything because it's always other people's needs over yours because you're afraid of the conflict. An example of this would be if I was having an argument with my wife, and instead of addressing the argument in a healthy manner, having the conversation, maybe having a fight about it, right? Some conflict, but a good conflict that works you through things. Instead, I fawn and I say, honey, I'm sorry, totally my fault. I'm going to take responsibility for this. Also, you honestly just go rest. I'm going to make dinner right now and I'll take care of the kids. And this is on me and I shouldn't have even thought about it. So I'm super sorry about it. I'm sorry. You're totally right. That right there, as annoying as that was to probably hear me say, was all the fawn response. There's a time for actually apologizing, actually taking responsibility, but this is not about you taking responsibility when you need to. This is about you always doing these activities to just avoid the conflict entirely. So that's how I could have that kind of situation with my wife, and it wouldn't be good. So if that was the behavior that I always engaged in these arguments with my wife with, that fawning, people-pleasing behavior, why wouldn't that be good? Because what happens is you build resentment towards both parties. She's never actually recognizing that I'm just giving for the sake of the conversation, so she's never asking about me. I have unmet needs, emotional and otherwise, that I may need more rest, physical. I may have an emotional need that needs to be handled, and it's not being met, and that is starting to bother me. Even though I'm not letting her meet those things, it causes me to have contempt for myself because I'm unable to have the confidence to stand up for myself, and contempt for the other person, because they seemingly require this from me. And I habitually make this happen. Those things, that resentment, that contempt, grows and grows and grows. You lose self-compassion, you lose compassion for the other party. So it's very, very dangerous when you fawn as the response and you don't catch it, and you don't reverse that and do other things. You're going to end up building contempt and resentment towards you and other people. And it's going to erode your relationships, your confidence, and your own mental health. So what does it look like when there's a healthy alternative to the fawn response? Well, when it comes to over-apologizing, it's you not doing that. It's replacing the word sorry with thank you. Instead of saying, sorry you had to wait for me, sorry I needed you to bring me dinner, sorry I needed you to run this errand, say thank you for running that, thank you for bringing me some food, thank you for waiting for me. It's about setting clear boundaries. I cannot take that on right now. Is it okay if I do this another time? It doesn't even mean that you cause a fight, like I don't ever want to do that. It's just saying, I can't do it now. Can I maybe take it on tomorrow? It's about checking in emotionally. You're valid in your emotions. So check in. What is my current emotional state right now? And then even if I'm going to have a conversation, even if I'm going to do something for you, I'm not fawning because I'm not putting that on the back burner. I know what it is when I'm going in. I'm being direct instead of always feigning away from what the conversation could be. I'm being direct about what I'm saying. And it's about empathizing with people without taking ownership. I'm sorry you are stressed. I'm sorry this was hard. I'm sorry XYZ. I understand that it's a really hard thing that you're dealing with. But it doesn't mean I'm going to take ownership, right? I may say that. I understand you're going through a lot, and that seems like a very difficult thing, which is different than, gosh, honestly, it's probably my fault. I'm just going to take that on. I'm super sorry, right? I use sorry in both situations, but you caught the difference. One is, I'm just sorry. Please don't be mad. The other is like, I'm empathetic that you have a struggle. That's what the fawn behavior reversed looks like. That's the healthy responses to these things instead of the over-apologizing, the taking responsibility, and to brush over all the conflict. This is standing your ground in a way that's authentic. So it's about being authentic to yourself. The fawn response is inauthentic. So what comes from that? If you choose to do activities or actions rather that are authentic to you, what are the consequences? Well, one, self-confidence. Respect for yourself. Instead of having contempt for your inability to stand up for who you are, you'll have respect for who you are and what you're standing up for. Respect for the other person, because you're going to put their situation in the right light, and you're not going to let them walk over you or allow them to do that even if they wouldn't have in the first place. You give that to them when you fawn. And you're going to build respect towards them because you're not going to have this resentment that your needs are not being met and they're the other party involved in that. So you're going to have respect for yourself, respect for them. You're going to have a sense of ownership over your own life. You're going to have a sense of agency. And that's a critical thing. When you stand your ground and you protect your time and you encourage these emotional boundaries to be in the right place, you have agency on your life, a kind of control. And that right there is a powerful antidote to a whole bunch of struggles, whether it's anxieties or depressions or whatever you may have. Agency is critical. So the consequences of standing your ground, which really it's not about standing your ground in a fight, it's about being authentic to who you are. Even if you do need to take some responsibility or apologize for things, it's done authentically. That right there is going to build a world of difference and respect for yourself and compassion for yourself, respect for others and compassion for them, and a sense of agency over who you are in your life and with your relationships. So to summarize this and try to put it into one picture, the fawn response is one of the 4 F's of a fear response. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn. The problem is the fawn response habitually is going to create self-contempt and contempt for others because you will lose boundaries, you will lose respect for who you are, and you're going to build resentment towards them. However, you can reverse that. There's behaviors that are the reverse of fawning that build respect. They don't just keep it neutral, they actually grow things to a healthy place. Respect for you, respect for others. Compassion for you, compassion for others. So learn to catch these things and reverse these behaviors and these thought patterns. And maybe you can't do it all. If you've been in the fawn response for a long time, it could come out of trauma or a lot of other things in your life. Just try to catch one thing and try to do that. Stop over apologizing. Maybe stop trying to just feed everyone else's needs before yours. Pick one area and do that. And erode these things over time, or rather rebuild these things in a way that you can have self-respect for your authentic self. And you can show that authentic self to others. They'll respect you more and you'll have a healthier relationship, a healthier life, and healthier mental health. At Archangel Catholic, we believe that you have the right to a strong mental health game, whether that's through education, skills, or professional counseling. So if you are struggling with something, I encourage you to find a good Catholic counselor in your area or reach out to us at archangelcatholic.com and see what you can do to improve things. I have a video, I'm going to put the card in the corner now, about 4 easy ways to journal. Journaling has one of the highest return of investments that you can do when it comes to things at home and your mental health. Watch that video. It's 4 easy tips for how to journal without a lot of time, without a lot of energy, and you're going to see results right away. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications. You can see all of our videos. We put them out every week. Consistent, practical tools for you to grow in your mental health. Share these videos with anybody you think may use them. And I appreciate you watching this. Thank you. See you in the next video.